Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of BB Outdoors. I'm continuing my series today of catching every single species of fish in Ohio. My current count is 17 out of 181, and today I'm up here at the Mad River in Champaign County, Ohio. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about it later in the video, but the Mad River is one of my favorite rivers in the state of Ohio because it's a cold water spring-fed river. Here in Champaign County, between Urbana and Springfield, we're actually at the highest point in Ohio, believe it or not. Even with all the hills of the foothills of the Appalachians that look like they go up forever, there's also deep valleys, the Ohio River Valley, right? That's why it's a valley, because it's low. It's closer to sea level. This relatively flat, nondescript plain with, rolling hills is actually the highest point in the entire state if you're not in the Lake Erie Basin or the Ohio River Valley. And this height and the limestone underneath it and all the springs around here is what allows this river behind me to hold brown trout all year round. So I'm going to add brown trout hopefully to the species list. And there's all sorts of other species, cold water native fish that really like the clear, cool waters of the Mad River and its tributaries. I'm talking southern red-bellied dace, Redside Dace, I'm talking sticklebacks, and we're just going to see what comes up. I'm going to try to get some trout here. Sorry to my fly fishing purists, but it's going to be a panther martin type of day for trout. And then I have my rod with my Tanago, and we're going to try for some micros as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I'm able to add a couple species, and yeah, enjoy guys. I almost forgot my net, and when you're trout fishing you need a landing net because the trout, they're not native species. I shouldn't care as much about them as I do, but obviously you want to follow good practices. So I have a landing net that I'm going to carry with me. Alright, making my way to the river down here. If you guys recall, if you're longtime viewers, this is where I caught that one huge 17-inch trout back in 2020. There's one. That's a good one. There's a really big one. That's a solid one. Get up here. Oh, guys, that's a big brown. That's a big brown. Get in the net. Get in the net. Get in the net. Get in the net. Yeah! Woo! Check that out, guys. How's that for a brown trout? The first time I ever came to the Mad. I'm not looking for size here today. I'm just checking off species. But the spot is as beautiful as ever. The other spot was too overgrown to get through, so I'm gonna have to skid my way down. Oh. Whew. Thought that looked as precarious as it was. First fish of the day coming up. Oh, Redside Dace. Let's go. I thought it was a creek chub for sure. Nope. Redside Dace. Oh, I'll get in there. Yes. Oh my gosh, what a cool species. That is not at all what I expected to catch right here. So I can't remember if I said rosy side or red side when I caught it, but this is the Redside Dace, the Clinostomus elongatus. It's the first ever Clinostomus that I've ever caught. They are not super common. They're not endangered or anything, but they're just cold water fish, and cold water fisheries are hard to come by sometimes. But the Mad River drainage certainly is a cold water fishery. So the Clinostomus elongatus, the Redside Dace, this is, I don't know if this is a female or a male, but can you see just the little bit of red on the side going down its lateral line with the gold? They are a beautiful, beautiful species of fish, and I just want to draw your attention to the reason why they're called Clinostomus elongatus. It's in the Clinostomus genus along with the Redside Dace because of one main reason. It's that mouth. Now, these are cyprinids, right? They're same family as minnows, carps, everything else, right? But the Clinostomus genus is very different because that mouth is sloped upwards, right? It slopes. It's very different, distinct than most other minnows and suckers, which have their mouths at the bottom. And Clinostomus, that's what that means, right? Clino, cline, is the Greek slant, so like why we say incline, that's why, right? Because the clinus means slanted, stomus obviously meaning mouth, and they have that slanted upwards mouth. very distinct from every other cyprinid. They are super, super, super cool. This is my first one ever. It is species number 18, the Redside Dace, the Clinostomus elongatus. I'm gonna take a picture, let him go, and add him to the list. Let's go. We already got one species down for the day. No trout yet, but that is a gorgeous cat. Man, that Clinostomus, so cool. That is definitely one of the species that I was hoping to get for today. Those daces are kind of elusive, and after the Western Black-Nosed Dace that you guys saw me catch on my, I think, second video, they're just way harder to catch after that. So I'm gonna try and see what else is down here, if there's some more micros, and get back to the trout once I'm done with all these micros. What do we have here? A creek chub. Well, it was bound to happen today. Anytime you're fishing for micros in a little creek, you're bound to catch tons and tons of creek chubs. Let me just look at it, verify that this is indeed a creek chub and not Nokomis or anything like that, which I don't believe it is. And back in the water. Get out of here, don't need any more friggin' creek chubs. I'm sure I'll end up catching them though. There's a bunch of suckers down there too. I think I might try and target these suckers. And what's this? Oh! Black-Nosed Dace. Species we already have. The Rhenictes obtusus, Western Black-Nosed Dace. But still a beautiful species of fish. Definitely gorgeous. No color on them, really, but that doesn't make him any less good looking. But not a new species. What the hell's up with this creek chub? What does he look like that? It's a mutant. What the frick? Look at his tail. Well, good luck to you, buddy, I guess. Alright, back to the Tanagos. The size 18 hook didn't work out the way I hoped it would. It was just creek chub after creek chub after creek chub. I was hoping for like a stone roller or a white sucker, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and try the Tanagos for a little bit more and then go on spot number 2. Alright, spot number 2. Still looking for that trout. The only species that we have got today to add to the list is that Redside Dace, and I think this is one of the best trout spots on the Mad, so we're gonna go try and get it figured out, get it done, add trout to the list. Alright, spot number 3. Zero or hero at this spot, but this is one of my favorite spots. A lot of good fish here. I got like an hour. Let's make something happen. This is the first time that I've been to the Mad in summertime, or maybe you could say early fall. But it looks considerably different this time of year, that's for sure. All this vegetation, I'm not used to any of this being here. Now there's gotta be some trout right at the dam, right? Gotta be. That might be a trout. That looks pretty big. Are you kidding? Whoa! That's another species. What the heck? That's a big striped shiner. That is a huge striped shiner, the Luxelis chrysocephalus. It's not a new species, but that's the biggest one I've ever caught. Look at that. Oh, and he's back in. Yeah, Luxelis chrysocephalus, that's the striped shiner. And that is a huge one. I've never caught one so big. Still not a trout though. I'm gonna keep trying, but I don't have too much longer. We'll see what happens. Well guys, looks like spot number 3 did not pan out either. And I have to leave, so we are going home troutless, unfortunately. But I appreciate you guys for watching. We didn't accomplish the mission. We did add one new species, that Clinostomus elongatus, the Redside Dace. But we didn't accomplish the mission. So, as General Patton said, I will be back.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.